Hey, how's everyone doing? Thanks for being here. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My channel is all about houseplants and the occasional nursery and garden center tour. So if that's something you like, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on plenty content. So in this short video, I'm going to be planting 3 different kinds of cacti seeds. And I've never tried growing a cactus from seed before, so we'll see how this goes. So stay tuned. Alright, so first of all, I just wanted to mention the video that inspired me to do this. So it's a video by a person named Anna, and she has a YouTube channel called Cactus Caffeine. I'll link her channel below if you guys want to check her out. Her videos are all about desert plants, and in one of them, she shared a little tutorial on growing cacti from seeds. She mentioned that it's a great way to get cacti that are more difficult to come by, so it got me thinking that maybe I can grow the cacti that have been on my wish list for forever, and these are the Astrophytums or bishop's cactus. Now, Astrophytums aren't necessarily difficult to get. I did see an Astrophytum at the Old West Cactus Farm, but they only came in those Talavera pots, and I can't really use those for leca because they have drainage holes in them. And online, Astrophytums, depending on the variety, can get pricey. So one of the ones I wanted was the spineless one that's star-shaped and has tiny spots called the Astrophytum myriostigma cultivar Onzuka. And another one is the round variety with white spots called Astrophytum asterias. And here are some listings for them on Etsy that I found, and you can see how pricey they are because they are still very small, and yet that's how much they're charging for them. So instead of buying a full-grown Astrophytum, I opted instead to buy seeds and grow them myself, and here we are. So I purchased the seeds from an Etsy shop called Wild Texas Seeds, and each pack came with 20 seeds for $6. The shop got good reviews, and a lot of people were saying that the seeds germinated in less than a week for them. Plus, the packaging when I received it was quite impressive. The seeds themselves were inside a brown envelope, which were inside one of those cassette tape cases. So it was very nostalgic when I opened it. Another thing was he did add a postcard from Texas, which was perfect because I collect postcards. So I really liked that personal touch. And I found a seller on Etsy who sells different fineness of cacti soil, and I managed to get a kind that looked like it had just the right amount of grittiness to it. Alright, so here are the items that I needed. So I have the 20 seeds for each kind, the Astrophytum myriostigma and the Astrophytum asterias. And the seller actually added another, it was a surprise packet of 20 seeds of an Echinopsis hybrid, which was really nice. So I'm going to plant those as well. And I'm going to be using rubbing alcohol, just your typical rubbing alcohol, to sanitize everything. Because if there's any bacteria growing on any of your tools, then it can actually affect how your seeds grow. They may not even germinate at all. And here is the cacti soil that I had purchased from Etsy. And I'm just going to be taking a cotton ball with some alcohol in it and just cleaning all the tools and the pots that I'm going to be using. I had already disinfected the countertop beforehand. So now that everything has been disinfected, I'm actually just going to be taking the amount of soil or medium that I think I'm going to need and transferring it over to this recycled takeout bowl. And then I'm just going to spritz the soil with some plain water because what I'll be doing next is popping the bowl with the soil in it into the microwave for a couple of minutes to sanitize the soil. And the water will actually help to increase the temperature of the soil by steaming it, which should kill any bacteria or germs that may be in the soil. So I just took the bowl out of the microwave and it's super hot. So if you guys are going to be doing this, make sure you're very careful when you take it out of the microwave. And I'm just going to be mixing the soil around to evenly disperse the heat. So as I was about to put the soil in the little 2-inch pots that I was going to be using, I realized that if I did that, then all the soil would just come out of the drainage holes. So I went and got a regular coffee filter and cut those into little pieces that would fit inside the pots. And that should cover up the drainage holes, but still allow water to drain through so that way the seeds aren't sitting in really wet soil. So you want to just fill up each pot to about 1/4 of an inch from the top. And then I placed them into this bowl of water just so the soil can absorb the water from the bottom and be evenly moist. Okay, so since the soil is still hot at this point, I'm actually just going to set them aside and let them cool down before I plant the seeds in them. And now that the soil has cooled down, it's time to plant the seeds. I'm going to start with the Astrophytum asterias, and the maximum that you can put in a 2-inch pot is actually 20 seeds, so I'm going to be putting the whole packet in there. And I'll be doing the same for the myriostigma as well as the Echinopsis. now that the seeds have been sowed in the soil, I'm just going to spritz it with some more water just so I can ensure that the top of the soil is actually still moist. And then I'll be placing each pot into these freezer bags. I'm using freezer bags because they're of a thicker material than regular Ziploc bags, and so it should allow the soil to stay to stay moist a lot longer than regular Ziploc bags. So that way you're not constantly opening the bag up to spritz it with more water and introducing bacteria into the little environment that they're in. So I labeled each pot and the bag that they're going in with the same name, so that way I don't accidentally swap them out for any reason. And then I'm going to give them one final spritz before I close the bag. So here they are. I placed them on my plant shelf in my bedroom because that gets south exposure, plus it's closer to the grow light that way. They do need a lot of bright light, but not direct light, or otherwise the seedlings, once they start growing in, are going to burn. So here is my 1 week update. Some of the seeds have germinated, but I did notice that in both the Astrophytum pots, there is quite a little bit, I would not that much, but just a little bit of mold in there. So I'm going to be taking just, a wooden chopstick, and sanitizing it with alcohol again, and just kind of scraping the mold off of the surface of the soil and around some of the little seedlings, because they can get overgrown with mold if you don't do that, and then that's going to hinder the growth of the seedlings. And it doesn't look like the Echinopsis has grown any yet, but that's okay. I'm assuming that they just take a bit longer than the Astrophytums. So there you have it, guys. This is my little experiment in trying to grow cacti from seeds, and hopefully it's successful. I will keep you posted with another video later on how they're doing. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. See you again next time. Bye!